co-host, my brother from another mother, my co-host with the mostest, my wonder twin, Jim Spillin. How are you, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, just peachy.
Just peachy. Oh my
Just
god.
peachy.
Awesome.
I remembered to put my chat on comments instead of private chat this time.
Yeah, move mine over to comment. I'll see what happens. I don't know. It's a new
Oh, good
platform. We're getting
gravy.
used to it. Oh, wait. Oh, I got a corner caller. Oh, that's you a howdy all.
That's me that says a howdy. That's
Let's
me
see here.
on the
Can I join
on
the
the
chat? Connect to
on the
comment.
play button.
Oh shit. Hang on. I may get lost.
Oh boy. Wait a minute. He may
Yeah,
get shot off into the atmosphere.
I guess howdy all. Tim's there. I get your chat. Join. It says so I say join the chat. Connect. And I get another dot. I don't know if you can see that, but I got blocked here. Choose an account. Stream. Jim. All right, we'll use that one. What the living tarnations and heavens what am I doing here? Good.
This
God.
is our technical advisor.
Oops. I got the
Oops.
damn mallard duck going. Oops, you got a problem. I guess so. You know what? Here I am. You get me without all the typing tonight.
Oh my god! And to think, our technologies, dude, from Spirit of the Sword. I don't know how to figure this out.
You didn't plug in your receiver. Plug it in. There you go. Now you got audio.
Word. I can't with you. I really can't with you this evening. Oh. So how you been, bro? How you been?
Actually had a great weekend. We had the kids over Sunday for dinner.
Okay.
And me and Luce try and come up with a different dessert each weekend they come over.
Okay.
From cookies to cakes so I found a chocolate chip cookie dough cheesecake.
Oh Lord.
So we made that and that turned out really good. It turned out really, really good. So, and we made homemade pizzas. We didn't do it outside of my pizza oven. It was just a little too cold to try and maintain the temperature. Plus I didn't have the charcoal.
Wait a minute. It was too cold for you, sir? What happened to it's never too cold?
The pizza oven's wimpy.
Oh.
So it can't stand up to the cold like I can. So I go outside.
Okay.
I had my shorts and my flip flops. When I looked at my pizza, I said, "The fuck." Oops. Oh, I don't know.
We're gonna get. Oh look, I have us on Facebook on the books of the face over here, so that I can see what's going on, and it immediately went ...
Okay. Yeah. So I told my pizza oven, I said, "Come on, buddy. I'm out here in shorts and flip flops. You can at least cook me a pizza." And, well, he didn't. So we did it in the oven, but it was good. We got our pizza dough from Wegmans.
Okay.
Actually, if anybody's doing pizzas, you do them in the oven or anything like that. Now, this isn't a plug for Wegmans, but just telling you, if you don't want to, we've all made stuff, right? You make bread, you make a cake, you make ice cream, you make all. So there's no way to reinvent everything that's been made. You're not going to do anything different. No. So Wegmans makes a good pizza dough. So we use Wegs for their pizza dough. I mean, me and Luce have made some good pizza dough that we're happy with it from time to time. But Wegmans has been consistent for us. So
if it works, it works.
If you're making your own homemade pizzas, I would recommend Wegmans. I get nothing out of it. I get no. Well, they might give me 2 cents on a $1,000 bill.
Right. But by the way, not a sponsor.
Right. Use at your own risk.
Not a sponsor. Yeah. So I listen. If it serves a purpose, I mean, there are times when just because I graduated from culinary school and have my pastry degree, people think that, oh, well, you don't do this and everything's got to be homemade and da da da. I will tell you, there are times that I come home from work and Mama Dukes will look at me and go, "What are we having for dinner?" And I don't have a stinking clue what we're having for dinner. And she's like, "Oh, I feel like pizza." And I'm like, "Pizza? I need flour and all this other stuff, and now the dough's got to rise. No. What I do with mine though, sometimes if I get in those Sunday fun day, like a lot of you guys who follow me on Facebook will see Sunday fun days, and you'll see me baking a whole crap ton. I will make a lot of pizza dough and I will freeze it. And I have one of those food savers.
Yeah.
And I'll condense it so that it doesn't get freezer burnt, and I'll stick it in the freezer. That way, if I call Mama Dukes at 2:30 on my lunch break, and she'll ask me, "Oh, I don't know what to have for dinner. What do you want for dinner?" And she says, "Oh, I want pizza." I'll say,
"What the dough?
It's marked pizza dough. Take it out, put it in the sink. We'll just let it sit there. It'll be thawed out by the time I come home, and it'll be ready to go." And I don't knock like the store-bought pizza. If it's good, use it. Not everybody has time, and not everybody is, Mr. Fancy Pants when it comes to stuff. You handmade it, you tossed it, even though it came out of a bag, and you put all the ingredients on it. Do what you will. That's yours, honey. If it works, it works. Did you eat? Was it good? Okay, then that's all.
Everybody was happy.
Yeah. I do that sometimes. I will pre-buy stuff, and then it's like, you know what? I don't feel like doing stuff, and it's been a really bad day. I just want to be able to put something in the oven or the toaster oven or the air fryer and be done with it and be like, I'm done. Yeah. Tim's comment, it'd be okay once the paramedics come. He was talking about something with the paramedics, you being outside or something. I don't know. Oh, good gravy. So everybody's okay now? Everybody's good?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's doing good.
Everybody?
Yeah, we sent them home with 2/3 of a cheesecake because me and Luce will eat a slice, but we're not big into the sweets. So when they come, they get whatever we make. Goes home.
Yeah, was this cabbage, black beans, and potatoes for me today? Yum yum. Apparently, Tim had cabbage, black beans, and potatoes. Yum yum.
2 words. Donna, run.
Donna, run. He said, Donna, run.
It's not going to be pleasant there tonight.
You're going to be sleeping outside with the dogs because, wow, one of you is going to be sleeping outside, and I don't think it's going to be Donna.
No.
Hey, that's okay. The water around here smells well, I'm not going to go there.
Oh, no. He must have well water.
No, I live next to the Everglades.
Oh, good Lord. No.
He's got a potpourri of flavors.
I can't. Oh.
Is it Python Bear or Sasquatch?
Both.
Sasquatch. Sasquatch.
Right?
Sasquatch.
Oh my
Bring it on the skunk ape.
Yeah.
The skunk ape here.
Skunk apes.
Yep.
Well, that's what. You can blame it on the skunk apes because that's why the skunk apes here. And that's why the name is skunk apes because they stink. Yep.
Little stinkers.
Can you see him? Oh my God, Donna! Did you see that skunk ape run underneath my chair? I did. I think we got one in the house.
Oh my God.
I can't. This is how tonight's episode is going to go. Oh, Lord.
Hey, might as well give you a bad dad joke.
You know what? If we can't have bad dad jokes, what can we have?
Did you hear about the guy who drank invisible ink?
No, I did not.
He's at the hospital waiting to be seen. Maybe I'll bring in those now when we come on a dad joke every.
That's it. You know what? We don't forget the goblet of knowledge. We need a dad joke every.
If I could have got to my drumsticks, I would have gave you a drum roll on that one.
Ba-dum-bum. There we go. Ba-dum-bum. You know. Oh God. And on that note, excuse me, I'm gonna blow my nose.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Well, you go ahead and take care of that. We'll just all sit here and listen. Oh my goodness.
That was disrespectful.
Where's that mute button, woman?
That was disrespectful. Just like the weather up here. Disrespectful.
Actually, weather up here is getting better. We're in the mid-50s all the rest of the week.
Yeah. Today it was actually almost Tim may come up here weather.
It's not
almost.
Temperatures aren't warm enough for Tim's little.
Well, yeah, no. Well,
it better raise another 30 degrees before I come up there.
Tim,
you won't be up here until
August.
I
say up to the good weather. It's not warm enough for me.
Good Lord, I can't. Jesus.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was okay. It was good. It was busy. Let's see. Saturday was at the social club was our annual chili cook-off competition. I had to play security and muscle people.
Okay.
You know, and tell them the rules and guard the voting box, you know, and walk around and give people evil eyes.
Oh shit. Like,
did you pay your $2, sir? When I suggest you see that woman right down the other end? Drop the spoons, because you got to pay to play, sir. Pay to play. And I'm not playing. So pay me.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah.
Look, I'll give you $2 right now. I'm not in it, but I'll give you $2 right now.
I thought I walked around there looking like the chili Yahtzee.
Chili Yahtzee.
Yes. I don't want to get kicked off of here, so it's chili Yahtzee. Yahtzee!
I can't think of the movie, but it's a paperboy delivery. I want my $2.
Was it Newsies? Was it Newsies?
I can't read. What is it?
Newsies.
What's Newsies?
Newsies was a play then adapted into a movie about the early 1920s and newspaper boys.
This is a little more recent, and it was. I know it was a horror flick because the guy was getting haunted by the kid on the bicycle.
Horror.
Yeah, I want my $2. I want my $2.
Oh, Venom. Was it Venom?
Venom.
Because he used to get the newspaper, and then remember the homeless lady took all the newspapers out of the box and said, "Give me $2," and he said, "But Rosie, they're free."
I want my $2. Who said? What movie says I want my $2?
He'll be right back, sir. $2, all you can eat. Pismo Beach and all the clams you can eat.
It was. I don't remember the movie. I passed by, but it was called Better Off Dead with John Cusack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Old and little, kind of like off the weight side. And me and a buddy of mine use it just to screw around. When we're messing with each other. I want my $2.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's not a good horror movie reference. It's a John Cusack horror movie reference.
Yeah. Well, you know,
he was in a good.
My brain took an immediate left and went to Venom, which, by the way, I loved all of the Venom movies.
I don't think I've seen it. I didn't see those.
What?
I know.
You need to go on one of your streaming services. I think they're free except for the last one now. I think the last one, Venom: The Last Ride. I think I paid to buy the movie, but I bought it for like $12 off of Amazon Prime. But and I love all the Venom is hilarious. absolutely hilarious. And I loved every minute of it. So,
Okay.
any mahoodles. I was telling Tim, if you hear jing tangling in the back, Missy is in her cat bed, a snooze.
Oh,
I don't know if I can. Oh, can you see her? All the snooze. There she is.
look at little kitty snoobies.
Hey, Snoozy. Snoozies. Maven is snoozing. She'd give two squats about us at this
You don't
point.
give no hoots. She goes, people.
She opened up her eyes when you did the Donald Duck thing and said, "Oh, I'm done. Okay, bye." So, bro,
Yes,
before we get too into our topics here, or too into the jovialness or ha-has, Adam Christian veterinarian invite you. I don't want to be invited to watch anything. Anyhow, what is the first thing that comes to your mind if I say magical words?
Oh, the most famous word, abracadabra.
There you go. So that's tonight's topic. I know that we didn't have time to sit or text each other back and forth like we normally do about topics.
Yeah, this was a weird week. I mean, usually you and I touch base like 2 or 3 days out. Like, hey, what do you think about this or that? And I mean, I literally, it was just, the week was crazy with nothing like overwhelming or anything, but just like all of a sudden, you and I texted last night. Hey, was your brain twizzling a little bit? Yep, my brain was twizzling a little bit. Yep, I was trying to get a topic for you. I don't know.
I don't have a topic. Yeah. What are we going to talk about? And here I am pulling shit out of my ass at the very last minute. So
there's a visual.
There we go.
Whoa.
So yeah, I actually watch this guy on YouTube that I absolutely love. He's a little strange, but then I am strange and unusual myself. I'm like the Lydia Dietz of the paranormal world. There is someone I watch who has a YouTube channel, and his name is Morgue, as in like where you find the dead bodies, morgue in the morgue.
Okay.
This guy, he used to be a sideshow freak. He was the one who would like swallow swords, nail things into his face, all that good stuff.
Okay.
And I watch him. I actually subscribe to his YouTube channel called Morgue Official. He is what we would call a Gnostic Hyberian. He talks about Hyberianism, and he grew up Catholic. So he wound up going through some traumatic issues while he was doing that. And it wasn't, it was Christian, not Catholic, I want to say. So it was more or less, you weren't allowed to do this, you weren't allowed to do that. All you were allowed to do was listen to Christian music. You had to read the Bible 3 times a day. You had to pray like 87 times. You weren't allowed to do this, you weren't allowed to do that. And he kind of broke out of that. He had some trauma due to that. Okay. But if you go and you listen to him or you watch him talk about all kinds of different subjects, he's not, with someone like that, you would think that they are the person that would try and sway Christians away from the church. He states that multiple times in his channels or his episodes that he has, that he is not trying to take people away from the church. He is just trying to clarify things that may be misconstrued about the church. Things that the church itself, being Christian, not Catholic, being Christian,
okay,
may have taken away from you in order to kind of like in his experiences may have made you frightened in order to stay, things like that, almost like cultish kind of
Wait, so
Christian.
afraid to make you stay.
Make was the things that make you afraid to leave, basically.
Okay.
The
So,
church.
so you're still using the church as a guardian.
Right. That
I'm sorry.
you know,
Yes.
well, yeah, the belief in now this is in Christian churches, which some are Christian. There are Christian cult churches that will kind of like the Mormons
Mhm.
sometimes with the Seventh-day Adventists, the whole things that the whole Jeff, what's his face people, where you know uh they they don't teach you the whole thing. They teach you lies about the church
Right.
and whatnot and God. And their thing was that teaching people that the earth was only like 6,000 years old, according to this Bible that they were given, that they had to use, and they weren't allowed to look at any other Bibles, basically cult churches. All right. So he said, I'm not trying to stray people away from the Catholic Church. He said, this is my experience only, and this is me working through my
Right.
trauma on TV or on channels like this. He makes a lot of sense when he talks about certain things being Gnostic. He quotes the Gnostic Bibles a lot when he talks about certain things. So I was watching one of his episodes, and just as an occult specialist, I listen to everybody. So
Yeah.
I listen to him and pick apart what I think applies. He's not completely wrong. There are some things there that I was taught as well
Mhm.
that are correct, even being an occult specialist. So one of the things he touched on were magic words. Okay. And the use of magic words with some alternative spiritual practices, such as paganism
Mhm.
and Wiccanism, uh, neo paganism, uh, all that good stuff. So I thought that would be something that we could touch on tonight. Would be magic words. Um, so you brought up the first word. I think that's the quintessential word. Is everybody has heard the words abracadabra,
Right.
right? Every magic show that you've been to, pardon me, the magician waves his magic wand over his hat and says abracadabra, and then a rabbit comes out, or
Right.
doves come out, whatever. So that word, and this is not something that's new to me, this is something that I learned a long time ago. That is an actual magic word. It's not something that was made up. It was changed a little bit, but it is an actual word. Abracadabra is Latin for as I speak it, so I create it.
No
So
doubt.
that is something that if you've heard me when we're on cases and I am doing spell work out loud with a client, at the end of the spell or workings that I am doing, you will usually hear me say, as I have said it, so mote it be,
Right.
or
Mhm.
and so it shall be.
Right. Right.
That
Yeah.
is a facsimile thereof, saying abracadabra, but it wasn't originally abracadabra. It was abrahadabra.
Okay.
Abrahadabra. A-D H-A Abra Hadaba. Hadaba.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I don't know how to spell, so I'm going to give you full credit.
That's a tongue twister. And it is actually written in the Emerald Tablets of Hermes. Now, you've heard us talk about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. We did a show way back when we talked about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. You remember that?
Mhm.
Long time ago. Well, there were a lot of emerald tablets back in the days of Babylon and the days of the Sumerians. In fact, the emerald tablets were written on in order to protect them. Those tablets never left um, the temples or the worshiping towers where they would worship their gods. Abrahadabra means, as I say it, so I create it. And that is something that is said after you say an incantation. All right. Just like all the stuff that's done before with the waving of the magic wand.
Mhm.
Abrahadabra. As I have said it, or so I say it, as I say it, I create it. Right. So you'll see the rabbit come out of the hat.
So it becomes actually a really dangerous word.
It actually does become a dangerous word
Because
when
if you don't know what you're doing,
correct.
and you have 12-year-olds putting on a magic act for the grandparents
Mhm.
and mom and dad, which is
Oh, that's
great,
right.
but the
Mhm.
innocence of it is, does the innocence exist because of the age of the child or the performer with this word? Does that
Mhm.
save them from the damage they could cause, or are they unleashing by using that word? Because think about
Mhm.
that's probably most is probably the most used word
Mhm.
in the world, because you sit there and you're with family and friends, or you're at some kind of sporting event, or you're this, and all of a sudden somebody goes, abracadabra, we just
Yep.
won, and all of a sudden, what are
Mhm.
you unleashing? What do you is
Yeah.
it grabbing what you're thinking at that moment in time? I've never heard the word explained like that, but to me it
Yep.
kind of goes right to the next word I don't like with
Mhm.
abracadabra, conjuring.
I
Conjures up
well, yeah.
thoughts and things, so it's like, so that's okay.
Well, it depends on how you're conjuring because conjuring, if I'm doing spell work
Hmm.
and if I want a specific outcome, that's conjuring,
Right,
right? So if I am asking the four corners to come down to protect somebody, that's also conjuring.
right.
It depends on we all must look at conjuring having duality. What are you conjuring? Are you conjuring something good? Or are you conjuring something bad? Right? That's just like Ouija boards where you
Yes.
would hope to reach your dear Aunt Edna
Right. Without
to
those
bring her forth.
Z getting in the way.
Yeah. And all
Almost
that
said it.
patooties coming out. You know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we call them patooties.
Patooties.
Patooties coming out of the Ouija board. Now, those words were actually written on
Mm-hmm.
the Emerald Tablets of Hermes. Those Emerald Tablets of Hermes go back to the Tower of Babylon, or the city of Babylon and the Tower of Babel. Okay. Um, they also go back to the Gnostic Bible. In the Gnostic Bible, they are in the Gnostic Bible. In the Gnostic Bible, there was a god whose name was Abraxa. Abraxa stands for duality. He is he because most gods didn't have they were gender fluid. Some of them were gender fluid during that time. So Abraxa is the epitome or the culmination of good and evil together. He is
Mm-hmm.
duality. He is
Okay.
quintessential
That's
duality. All right. Um, with that being said, in the Gnostic Bible, there were paragraphs written or verses written about Abraxa. and Abraxa being the culmination of infinity. He is the everything. He was quoted in the Gnostic Bible and also in the Emerald Tablets of Hermes as saying, I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end. So we then question, did the Catholics get that from God, or did he get it from the Gnostic Bible or the Emerald Tablets of Thoth or Hermes, and use them in the Gnostic Bible and take them out of what was supposed to be the first original Christian Bible, because we wanted God to be, or we said God said, I am the Alpha and the Omega. All right.
Yes.
There is in the Emerald Tablets of Hermes a lot about other gods, and they're linking to magic words. There is also a lot of symbolism that you will see in Gnostic Bibles, and you see them in the Tablets of Hermes, like the sign for the Illuminati. Ever look at our money?
Mm-hmm.
See the pyramid with the eye, the all-seeing eye? That is also a symbolism of the Illuminati, and the Illuminati got that from the Emerald Tablets of Hermes.
Oh,
so that is one word that actually has some meaning to it. Abracadabra. Abracadabra, or the Latin version of abracadabra, came from none other than Aleister Crowley.
So Alistair's shown back up. Okay.
Aleister, here we go. Aleister.
Hello, Alistair.
Aleister had gotten his hands on some of the translations of the Emerald Tablets of Hermes and wound up finding abracadabra and then translating it into abracadabra. See, if you say abracadabra, when you were asking about that question, we're talking about conjuring, so what happens if they say the word? They are saying it incorrectly. So if they say it incorrectly, it's not going to work.
Get a result.
You're not going to get a result. No.
Okay.
No.
So that's kind of like the safe net to that word.
That is very much the.
But it's also kind of crazy that you have such a separation of just merely saying the word.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you say the word,
right.
and we've all known from everybody that's ever done paranormal, they've done their research, they've gone on cases or anything, the wrong pronunciation of something, the wrong intent behind it when you say it, can just cause like major problems.
Off by a letter.
Yeah.
Off by a letter.
So it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm grateful that this person really doesn't understand the word they're about to use or the word they're saying. That, because I would, hate to see, like somebody goes, 11-year-old before, his kindergarten class, all of a sudden, it's this abracadabra, and all of a sudden, whatever unmorphs itself or shows itself up, and you'd be like, oh, we got a problem.
We got a problem. Yep.
But it's just kind of, I've never ever even thought about that word other than magical as a production of something that and mainly we all think about it as just it's a child, really. I mean, You and I aren't going around to our neighborhood and go, "Hey, come see Jim and Buffy do their magic act, abracadabra,
Abracadabra.
disappear."
Watch Jimmy saw me in half, abracadabra, kind of thing.
I'm still here. I got shit shopping up on my screen.
Oh my goodness, that's okay. I've got our Facebook up, and I have to say hello to Margie Hatcher, who was actually watching us from my Facebook page. She actually works in Linvilla, and I met her through Teresa and Dave. She is Miss Money Puddles. She teaches the children stories, talks to the kids,
Okay.
tells them stories, and she's one of the witches in Linvilla. So if you go up during Halloweenies and you go past the witch's house and you see the witches waving,
Don't go in the oven.
one of them is Margie.
Is she in charge of the oven? Hey, get deeper into the oven. Clean it all the way back up, Pretzel.
She is not in charge of the oven. Be nice. My goodness. Margie, we need to tell him to be nice, Margie.
Well, that's the witches going after the Hansels and the Gretels.
Hi. Lucy's on. Let's see. Dave Cummings is on.
Hey, guys.
Grace Carroll is on. Hi, Grace. He disappeared again. Did you disappear, sir? He got kicked off. See? My gracious. I'm getting people get kicked off left. Oh, here he comes again.
I'm back.
Did I say abracadabra? I said abracadabra, and he disappeared.
And you said it the right way, and I disappeared.
And he disappeared. Look at that. Wow. So yes, that is. We can't give Aleister Crowley credit for that word. He actually found it and brought it to the forefront. Lucky for him, his translation was incorrect.
Oh, okay.
A lot of Morg's conversation too was about Lady Gaga and how Lady Gaga, we don't know if she's doing it on purpose or she's doing it by accidents. Like her song Abracadabra, right? Have you ever seen the video of Abracadabra?
I'm not. Well, there's a couple abracadabras. You're talking about Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's that other one. It's abracadabra. Do.
Oh, that's like Steve Miller Band to Steve Miller Band.
Steve Miller Band.
Is it the Steve Miller Band?
She'll chime in here in a second. That's Steve Miller Band. Abracadabra. Abracadabra.
I can't with you. I can't with you. See, you make me get all flustered up in here. Now I got to take the dang sweater off.
I can't. But
so if you've seen Lady Gaga's video,
okay,
it is very possible that what she is doing to the trained eye, and a lot of people who are in the witchy world, is that she is actually spell casting during her video.
Which would actually be very believable because she played that one weirdo on American Horror.
American Horror Stories, yeah. The one weirdo. I think she played a
well, yeah. Character. I mean, there was plenty of weirdos on that show, but I mean, she played that role of that particular type of person, which I could see her being, a Hellraiser per se.
So that begs question, because if you've actually seen the video, now tonight's gonna, after we get off the air, is gonna go, watch it.
Lady Gaga just got 2 million hits.
Got 2 million hits, yeah. And by all means, Lady Gaga, I absolutely love you to death. I have not seen you live in concert yet, but I love what she stands for. I love her music. I love the fact that it is about positivity, as far as like gender fluidity, understanding, teenagers and young adults and kids that may not be in the right frame of mind. and singing songs about positivity. Let's just put it that way. There are messages in a lot of her songs that are about positivity.
Well, maybe she's
Once
not
you get
conjuring.
when you get past the clothing, the crazy clothing that she wears, like the full on meat suit that she had, uh, you know, and that was her little protest about animals and cruelty to animals and whatnot. But if you see the video, you will see a lot of symbolism. First of all, you
Okay.
have the word abracadabra written and sung multiple times after she says other words, right? So then in that video, she also has a lot of magical symbols for the Illuminati. She has the double triangle or the Dua triangle, which can be considered the Star of David. If you've ever seen a Star of David, it's like two triangles
Right.
showing, above and below,
Right.
right? Us in the witchy world use that as well. We use that as symbolism to understand that what we do on this plane of existence is put forth out to that existence. So we are made accountable for what we say,
Mm-hmm.
because it goes back to that old saying, you attract what you put out.
Yep.
There you go. We also, in the witchy world, when we say magic words, like as above, so below, right? What we mean by as above, so below is that we are confirming that we are connected. This dimension and the dimension that crosses the veil into the spirit realm, the universal realm, are connected.
Mm-hmm.
They have duality. We mimic what it does out there and what we do down here.
Mm-hmm.
So as above, right?
Right.
So below.
Mm-hmm.
As within, so without. So what we're saying is that everything we do, we must put forth the intention and understand that it not only affects this physical realm, but it also affects the realm outside this
Absolutely.
dimension.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So when we talk about magic having duality, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
magic, remember when I said magic has a balance. What you take from one side, you have to take to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, things are imbalanced. Things are
And
not
they will
balanced.
get balanced.
And they will get balanced. If you do not fix it, if those who put out do not fix it, the universe will fix it herself. And you ain't gonna be none too happy when she does.
Right.
Because that karmic bus is gonna come and beep beep vroom vroom.
Oh yes. You can't
You
get.
know?
You don't get away from the karma. You don't get
Oh
away from
no,
the language, and you don't get away from the promises. You don't get away from the practice. You
that is
don't.
correct.
What I think, what the biggest thing is, what people have to learn when you use your words or you do
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
whatever symbolism, you do whatever. There
Right.
is a balance that has to be maintained. It
Yes.
is a balance that you can control with your own practice and your own making sure you're within your guidelines.
Mhm.
Or it's a practice you can just throw it up into the air and that carefree free for all, like, oh, I'm just going to let it go and throw it up and see what happens. And
Correct.
if you would reflect on things, you would see it coming back. You would see it coming back and say, oh, remember me. And it's that
Mhm.
little tap on the back of the shoulder. You're like, oh,
Right.
hello, I'm right here.
Mhm.
Going not I'm repeating, but I'm not meaning to repeat. But like we've been on cases where you've had to do things, and you look at me and goes, "I'm going to pay for this a little bit." Well, and that's where we're talking about the balance coming in on everything.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
can't just go around throwing a word. Now, kids are saying the word wrong right now, abracadabra. It's
Right.
what
Thank
it's supposed
goodness.
to really be said. But you can't, you just, you can't go on and thinking I can only do it this way. It's never going to bite me in the ass. It's going to bite you.
Right.
It's how big the bite's going to be. Did you control it and temper it before it left you? Or did you just did a wally whoop and go, okay, here I go. And then all of a sudden you go, where did this come from? Well, if you would sit there and think about it for a second, you would figure out exactly where it came from.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's all in the words and how we use the words. It's always cool. Everybody wants to get up here and they want to say like this word or that word. They want to talk about this type of magic or that type of magic or you know, messing around with a spirit board or something like that. There's always a consequence to everything. And you know, we're talking about words tonight. That you know, magical words. Look, magical words don't have to be those big famous ones like abracadabra. A magical word could just be like your one quote that I've asked permission to say before. So mote it be. You don't use that right. I'm sure there's a hassle whooping coming on that one. You know, so you have to be careful on how you use and what you use and when you use. And that's one big thing that I've learned being with you and Jeff and Yvonne, and prior to all with Tomorrow Historic Haunts, is you choose your words wisely because you can get into a deep fold of trouble really fast. And things come around. So yeah, so words. People always want to say, it's just a word.
Right.
No, think about it.
You have to be very careful and tread lightly when you deal with realms that you don't understand. Lisa Leland, all my nerds. Hey, gang. Hey, Lisa. Lisa Leland just walked into the Facebook chat. So she is in the chat right now. You do have to be very cautious when you tread into the world that is not meant for you. You have to be very careful what you are doing. And she said she stumbled in. She said she stumbled in. I got you, girl. So be very respectful and understand that there are words that you should not be saying. Period. End of story.
Right.
Just like when any one of us in the witchy world removes hexes or curses, even though they are very rare, they still happen. And when they do, there is payment that still needs to be made. Whether it is by the person that was originally hexed or cursed or the person who is taking it off. Many times you've watched me remove a true hex or a curse and understand, and I will say it to that client, that don't ever get into this position again because I'm not coming back to help you a second time.
Right.
I am doing this to help you and your family. And please understand that there is a payment that needs to be made. I am replacing your energy with mine. So each and every time I do this, I'm leaving a little bit of myself. You know, I'm just replacing it.
Right.
I'm replacing your soul for mine. So that is an ultimate price. You shouldn't be, you know, going around messing around and going, oh, I got hexed again, I got cursed again because I wouldn't leave that person alone. Yeah, I'm not coming back to help you, sir. Ma'am, I'm not coming back to help you. Nope. Because you're not worth my time or my energy, and you're definitely not worth part of my soul. So back to the whole Lady Gaga thing. Okay. Now that we've stumbled onto the whole Lady Gaga thing, and if you want to go watch the whole thing in its entirety, go to Morgue Official on YouTube, and you will find him, and you will just have to look for the Lady Gaga thing, and he will explain it all. So I'm just taking excerpts from that, you know. I love him to death. I think he's fascinating. I think he's correct with a lot of things. And he quotes a lot of lost books that were found that were omitted from the Bible at the First Council of Nicaea or prior to the First Council of Nicaea. But anywho, during the video, you will see a lot of magical symbolism. You will see the double triangles,
Right.
as above, so below. We also have black and white is used. So one of the scenes, she's on a checkered floor, a black and white floor. Black and white, representing the yin and the yang, representing the light and the
Okay.
dark, representing duality. Okay. Then you have the actual word abracadabra and her name coming across like a word puzzle with the A's with Lady Gaga, but they're upside down, representing the man and representing the woman. Duality, male, female, gender fluid. Always remembering that when there is light, there must be dark, and when there is dark, there must be light. If there is evil, there must be good in the process. We talk about balance and duality. In magic, there is always duality. You will see her dressed in white. You will see her dressed in black. The next thing is that you will see her dressed in red. In the Bible, or in the Gnostic Bible, there was talk about the Whore of Babylon, the one dressed in red. She represents duality. She represents the male and female, the convergence, the light and the dark, the savior and the sinner. And in the Gnostic Bible, or I believe it may be in our Bible as well, there is a book, and I believe it's the book of John, or the lost book of John, it may be, and where it says, and behold, the red whore of Babylon, and upon her was the blood of the 12, the blood of the 12. And she was talking about the 12 apostles.
Right.
She was evil, but she also promised religious or spiritual freedom. And in the Gnostic Bible, you find that God said, or Jesus said, was teaching people that they are their own gods. You are your own God. You have yet to break away. If you let go of the ego world, you will find your salvation inside yourself, and you will become a god. That leads us to the Whore of Babylon, who wears red. She offers pain, but in that pain, it is pain of letting go of the ego world, dropping the materialistic, dropping the meat suit, and becoming a god, becoming spiritually free, becoming your own god. And in order to do that, they had to drop their ego world. She ate that ego world. She never turned anyone away. She gave them pain, but she also gave them pleasure. And then within that pain, there was freedom. So there is Lady Gaga dressed in red at one point to symbolize the Whore of Babylon.
Wow.
Charlotte. And some of the words that she says, I can't remember the words exactly, are an actual spell. Some of the lyrics are an actual spell in the song. Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a hot mess.
Talking about religious freedom and talking about more of like the Gnostic side of things. Am I knocking the Christian or the Catholic Bible? Absolutely not.
No.
The Gnostics were just they're a spin-off of Christians. They had do things a little bit different, And they have different books in there in the Gnostic Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them talks about Apraxa and the god of everything. Apraxa signifies duality. He was the one that coined the phrase where abracadabra came from, was Apraxa. It has his name in the root, abracadabra. So when we talk about Apraxa, the god in the Gnostic Bible, the gods were both male and female. And this was when honoring several gods at one time was a good thing. They were okay with it. Apraxa also symbolizes the duality in other religions. In Egypt, it was the goddess Iris, Osiris. Not Osiris.
I know who you mean. I can't think of the name right now.
The goddess Isis. The goddess Isis was female.
Mm-hmm.
She had duality.
Yes.
She was the punisher, but then she was the all-loving.
Yes.
She was the one that delivered the pain, but also delivered repentance and comfort to those who need it. In the Gnostic Bible, it was Apraxa. So it goes, that's how it goes. But that's what we found about abracadabra, is that if you listen, now everybody's gonna go watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Watch the abracadabra video by Lady Gaga.
2 million recent hits on Lady Gaga.
Listen to the words. So that's one magic word. Another one is Simsalabim.
Never heard of that one.
Okay, so that is an Arabic word. Simsalabim. It comes from the Middle East. That word was used in a song as well. Simsalabim, yeah. Simsalabim means I speak it, therefore I create it, and it shall be. Right? So Sim is I. Salah is I say it, or I speak it, and it shall be. Salabim. So, yep, like open sesame.
Yeah, I was just that's where I was leaning towards, like open sesame as opposed to the abracadabra word. Now it's open sesame. So you get the two biggest words that the youth will say, that I would say. I mean, I'll be honest with you right now, until tonight, with this the second word that you're clarifying, to me, I'd say open sesame. I mean, you're not thinking the negative type of thing. You're not thinking unleashing. When I say, all right, if I say open sesame, and then all of a sudden, your cute little nephew sitting there and he opens up the curtain, and there's like the two puppeteers going after each other or something like that. So you're not. So again, you're conjuring another being.
Right. Yep. So when we say open sesame, it is translated from the Arabic. And I want to make sure that I got this right, because I didn't have time to write any of this down. If I say it correctly. Opheme. I know it's Opheme. So Ofeem. Opheme. It's not open, it's Opheme.
Oh, okay.
Saya. What's the last word? Opheme, Saya. Ayi would be me. Yay. Yay, ye. It depends on whether it's Aramaic or Arabic.
It sounds like you're giving like a command, so you need to follow up. That kind of like finalizes or separates the word that allows that
I will it
to happen.
Right. I open it as I have willed it.
Mm-hmm. And again, I'm sitting here right now listening to it. It's another mispronunciation of the word that we don't pay
Right.
attention to. It's not
Right.
open sesame, like sesame seed. It's open says me.
Yeah.
Says me.
Sazaye.
Right.
Sazaye.
Abracadabra. I will. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you probably couldn't have picked two of the most powerful words right in the very beginning that to have that. And it's like abracadabra. Yes, I understand it's a mispronunciation, but when you listen to Open Sesame, it's almost like I don't want to say it's a trick because kids do it, but it's almost like a trick for somebody to let it happen. Open Sesame. Well, you're saying it so fast, you think you're saying sesame, but it's on a bagel. No, you're opening says me.
Says me. Not sesame, not the little seeds that you get stuck in your dentures when you're eating the bagels.
Yes, and it causes you to go for the Clampton nut.
You're picking out of your teeth.
Right.
Yeah, no. This is something completely different. Yeah.
But it's not covered up.
No.
Like abracadabra is.
No, that is
abracadabra is very well covered up. And I don't think it's meant to be covered up. I just think it's not learned properly. Whereas Open Sesame, it's there. It's not like you're being tricked or you're not saying the word. You're saying Open Sesame. Open says me. Open Sesame. No matter how you want to play it or how you want to say it, you are giving a direct command to an action.
Yes.
And that regardless of, like abracadabra, like I just said, okay, misconstrued, misunderstood, Open Sesame, no, it's not. You're saying it too fast.
You're saying it too fast. You're saying it too fast. And I think that because the sayings are so old that they got diluted through the centuries. And I believe in the very beginning that they were diluted on purpose because they knew that if they gave them the correct spelling or the correct pronunciation of the words, that they were going to be in a heap of shite. But something could really happen. So they kept, let's take a letter out here, or,
So let me add in another layer of problem. Abracadabra and Open Sesame.
Right.
Okay. Is it trickery that's being unleashed from one side, taking advantage of those who are not well versed? In other words, like you could say, "Hey, I recognize what we're doing with these words. I recognize what you're trying to say isn't going to happen on my watch." I sit here not knowing, understanding Open Sesame properly, not understanding abracadabra properly. So now it's like, okay, so Jim's going to do a magic show for everybody. Abracadabra, Open Sesame. Well, what the hell did I just unleash that snuck in that got by me? So you have to worry about that, and that's why I say it's trickery on the language and on the pronunciation, because we're not being told. We're all raised with those words meaning different things, and how many people in our chat, just you and I alone, Buff, with our own kids, and Tim, have gone to, our high school or our junior high or our elementary school for a play, and our kids up there going, abracadabra, Open Sesame. Remember, one thing we don't. One thing I think we don't pay attention enough to is the vulnerability of the youth. Because remember, everything lives on trickery. Everything is like, how can I manipulate? If I have no, she's too educated. Okay, what's this next level? What level could I go down to to make things happen? And what if you have a little reward at the end for, that fourth grader who said "Open Sesame, abracadabra," and something happened? It was like everybody said, "Oh wow, really cool." I don't want this to be negative and be like dark and drabby and everything, but we have to think about it is to the point where, what are we teaching? What are they learning? What are they saying? And should we be a little more educated to the words that they're saying?
Right.
So it's like, like I said, it's how like you and I call it the dark side or the sneaky side. They slip in. It's like,
right.
Oh, the back door's open. Here I go. And all of a sudden nobody knows anything. And all of a sudden you got, holy cow tails running around your house, and you're trying to figure out what's going on in my house.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all need to remember that words have power.
Yes.
And I've said from the very beginning, a long time ago when we started these podcasts, that I said, you don't need all of this shite. You don't need the magic wands. You don't need, the $1,000 pewter or sterling silver goblet. You don't need the bells. You don't need the all this and that and everything else.
Right.
That your intention, your mouth, and your hand and here, your heart, which is part of your intention, are the most powerful things that you will ever possess.
Oh, so freaking lootly. I'll give you. Have you seen the movie Nefarious?
I think I did.
So it's about an inmate in Oklahoma or Texas prison.
Yeah, and he was chained to the
table, and he told the psychiatrist.
Yep.
If you guys have not seen Nefarious,
go say it.
You need to watch it. And I'm going to tell you why. The most important thing I took out of that movie that movie actually scared me a little bit, but the most important thing I took out of the movie is names have power. And if you don't understand the names or what you're talking in, there is power. The actor that played in that movie was phenomenal. Again, the movie, if you guys haven't seen it, Nefarious.
Was it William Dafoe?
No,
it wasn't William Dafoe.
No, it's not William Dafoe. It's, I don't know the guy. I've seen him in other parts.
You're going to make me schmoogle it when I get done, we get done here.
But he did a phenomenal job with the movie. Absolutely freaking fantastic. Played the part. The resistance to the priest in the room, to telling the psychiatrist how you're going to commit 3 murders and all this kind of stuff. Nefarious is a movie for you guys to watch. If you follow Corner Cauldron and PT2, it's really kind of plays on the words. And the biggest part that you take out of it is names have power. And that's what a lot of us overlook, is we don't pay attention. And I'm staying right with your context tonight, Buff. Abracadabra and magic words is we don't pay attention to the names. And these names that we're talking about have power. They get unleashed inadvertently. Inadvertently. You can use inadvertently, but or controlled. And the movie. And I'll quickly touch here this. You got to watch movies to understand a lot of it. But I believe the demon that lets its victim be tantalized so much, then it pulls back. Tantalized just a little bit more, and then pulls back to keep its weakness so it can survive.
Correct.
So Nefarious for you guys is I would tell you to put on your hit list and pay attention.
Pay attention. Understand that when you say words that have specific meaning, which is winging it. Yeah, don't forget which is winging it, man. Don't forget the witch is winging it.
That's what happens on Thursday nights.
Thursday nights, witch is winging it. But understand that words carry meaning and words carry power. be careful what you say and understand that with words and spells, here's the thing, witches a long time ago were the smartest ever. Those who actually practiced were very smart. They hid things in plain sight.
I'm
Why
sure.
do you think the Theban alphabet
Okay.
the Theban alphabet was created? Those sigils are actually words.
Yeah.
It's a whole alphabet. To protect themselves, witches created sigils
Oh,
that no one else would recognize in the woods.
nope.
They were like, "Oh, look at that cute little ornament you have hanging on the side of your house. Yeah, you think it's cute. Keep touching it, you MFer. You're gonna find out real quick."
That's probably we should do a show on sigils because
Yep.
they are the most underrated,
Mhm.
most understood or not understood.
Yes.
I don't know what word I'm looking for, but they're not understood
They're
enough
not
for
understood.
people
No.
to be cautious of them, to be fearful of them. There's another movie that I watched, and it had a sigil in the corner.
Marty said she would love that if we would do sigils.
We do it next. We'll do it the next show.
Let's do it next show then. Marty, you got to be available. Not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. We will be on.
We'll do it. So sigils will be next.
Yep.
And their meaning and their representation. But
Mhm.
it's surprising to me that most of the horror movies out there and true life stories and all, however you want to find one, don't really refer to sigils.
No,
But
they don't.
if you get into them, and start
Wow.
recognizing them, and
Look
then
at my
start
brain
saying,
hurt.
"Whoa, hold on,
Yep.
one. I need a momentous moment right here because that shit over there on the wall is scaring the hell out of me."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
That
sigils.
means guess who has to do arts and crafts all week? Make representations. Arts and crafts.
But yeah,
So
sigils are a really underrated. This is really good tonight because they are an underrated, ununderstood, bad mojo.
They can be good mojo though too. So be wary of
No,
that.
I know there's both sides of the coin, but
Yeah.
just bringing it up right now though is, and I can't think of the show I saw, and the actors in the movie are like, "That's a sigil," and I'm like, yeah, that's a sigil, Buck, and it's not a good one. And I'm looking at it, and they look at it and they drop off. So I can't remember what show I was watching when I saw the sigil, but yeah, they're not good and bad. Again, it's like everything else.
Yeah, and it
You
also
have positive and you have negative.
right, you do. You whatever you have as remember in the witchy world, everything has duality. Good, bad. It has to because if it were all one-sided, it wouldn't exist or it wouldn't work. And when we talk about sigils, be prepared because it depends on what pagan practice you are talking about. Norse sigils are different than Wiccan sigils. Neo-pagan symbols are different from Wiccan symbols and different from Norse pagan symbols.
Right.
So it depends on where you're what you're practicing. All right. So for instance, when I went to the last vendor show, I had brought my big, my big grimoire, the one that you
you carried it for you.
Yeah. So I have in it the first pages that I have in it are the Theban or the Theban alphabet. And in the Theban alphabet, on the first 3 pages, there is a protection spell done only in the Theban alphabet and sigil language. I had a couple people looking at it, and I could tell the non-witchies who said they were witchies, and then the ones that actually knew their ish because they walked past it and they looked at it and they went, "Oh." So I'm not going to touch that, but that's a very nice book. And I'm like, thank you. And I walked away. They knew.
Right.
They knew not to touch it. So that's great. So we've already got our whatever, our topic.
Our topic for
by the
next
way,
week.
look, it's off. It's off. The
Though staying with what we're talking about here, how we're talking about abracadabra, open sesame, and then welcome me in and everything. There's a movie I watched that had a line in it that makes me think a lot, and I'm kind of curious as to your response to this. And in the movie line, I'm not going to tell you the movie. I'm just going to give you the line. I just want the line. I want what your thoughts on this is.
This is where he tests me, people.
Right.
Go ahead.
All right. All the gods, all the heavens, all the hells are within us.
Oh yeah, talking about that we are our own. We are our own creator and our own destructor.
Right.
And that, remember when I said they talked about that Morg talked about the Whore of Babylon and how she offered them. She said, "Listen, you are your own God.
Yes.
Heaven and hell live within you.
Yes.
It may not be an actual place.
No.
You make your own final destination.
Yes.
In here.
Yes.
All the gods, all the heavens, all the hells are within you.
Yes.
You have to pick which one you're going to feed that day."
And it goes back to the oldest thing that me and Tim have always talked about.
Yeah.
The gray wolf.
The black wolf and the white wolf.
Excuse me, the black wolf and the white wolf. Yeah.
So, but understand that heaven and hell lie within you.
Yes.
It is by your actions that you make your choice.
Yes. You don't get to blame or accept your accolades through something else. It's you. Yeah. What did you do? And the one thing that I always equate this to when I think about this sentence, because this sentence, this sentence haunts me. I think about this sentence all the time. It haunts me. But where it haunts me even more is, what did you do with the dash?
What did you do with the dash?
Yeah. What year were you born?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What did you do with the dash? With
that dash?
Your dash is all the hells, all the heavens, and all the gods.
Right here.
Right? That's what your dash is all about.
Right here. Yep.
If you can live with your dash today, you can live with your dash tomorrow. I always think there's always improvement, and it's like we can go so many different ways with this, but
absolutely,
the thing that always amazed me, and this was like probably, I don't know, I want to say maybe 20 years ago that I was introduced to this thought, and I found this, all the gods, all the heavens, all the hells. It's about that big.
What'd you do with it? Did a tiny space.
Yeah. But what did you do with your dash?
Absolutely.
Because you're only given, what's the thing it says? You're only given two things in this life: your name and sunshine, or your name and sunshine, or something. I can't remember what it was.
It was like your name and a birth date,
or something like that. Yeah, but
yeah.
No, but that dash, if you don't know what it is, or you haven't thought about it, or you're just like, you go to, well, think about it. You inadvertently think about the dash, and I'll tell you, when you do this, when you go to the graveyard and pay homage to or visit a family member or something like that, you look there and you go, okay, from there to there, and you see it, and you see the dash, and you're like, okay, but all you think about is the end. Did they suffer? Did they have a good time? did I do anything for them?
Mm-hmm.
No, the dash falls on them. My dash is going to fall on me. Your dash is going to fall on you.
Absolutely.
Everybody in our
What
chat,
did you do
your
with it?
dash is going to fall on you. And, I just want to be, and however you want to put it,
Mm-hmm.
were you a good Christian? Were you good to the, did you honor? Did you do this? Did you do that? Whatever it may be, whatever satisfies it. But the dash with what we're talking about tonight and everything is everything in between. And that's where it gets wonky. That's it.
Oh, Tim had it right. Thank you, Tim. Tim put it up there. He said, your first breath and your last breath are the only two things you're given.
There you
That
go.
are given to you in this life.
Thank you, Tim. Yes, I couldn't think of it. I
Ah!
knew what they were. I couldn't think of it. But yes, he's absolutely right.
There you go.
And it's, what did you do in between? We can have everything out here and we can do this and we can do that. But it's, what did you do? And that's the ultimate question. What did
you do with that dash? Mm-hmm.
It's been, like I said, it's been years since I was confronted with it. And it's been, for me, it's been internally difficult to deal with because we've had, in my family, we've had a few losses here over the last couple months.
You've had quite a few losses.
Yes. So it's, it's like, what happened? What did they do? Are they okay? And, and it's not a resolution for yourself. And that's one thing I want to really put out there. When you lose a family member, it's not like, oh, well, I was over there every night. I took them dinner and I did this. No, that's not your dash. That's the, you don't get to live off of somebody else's. What did you do with your dash? Truthfully, is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You look a little like, I don't know, Jimbo. I want to say something different.
No, I totally agree with you. Because when you have so many deaths in your family or so many deaths that you've experienced through friends and family, your mortality, it makes you think about your mortality. And your mortality comes into question.
Right.
Like, you start questioning how old you are, how many more years you have left. You start questioning about what you did with the past life that you've had.
Right.
And you find out, a lot of people find out how unfulfilling it's been. And then they get more depressed because they find out that they calculate and say, well, I'm 65 now. I only got probably about 15 more good years before I'm in the grave now. Then they become like hellions. They hit the ground running and do stupid stuff that can wind them up in that pine box even faster.
Oh yeah.
With reckless abandon. We want you to enjoy life, but we don't want you to do it with reckless abandon to the point where you wind up in the ER because you decided that, oh, I'm 70 years old, so now I'm going to go skydiving. Do I know what I'm doing? Nope, but I'm going to jump out of a plane and hope that hope the parachute opens. No. We want you to enjoy life. We want you to dance like there's nobody watching. And I just said it to myself. I said it to the people on the live that were on with me on Thursday. Margie, you were there with me. At the end of the day, eat the piece of cake, buy the dress, put the red lipstick on, buy the Jimmy Choo shoes, and flaunt it. Go out.
And it's
not yourself.
It's not a bad thing. You're allowed to do that. I think that's what most people don't understand. Is like, I have to live this humble, life of a
Does this look humble?
Right.
Does this shit look humble? It ain't humble. I'm not humble.
I mean, I think people think they have to live this humble monastery type of life to get what they are conceived to receive. Get weight naked.
Oh, Tim said naked. Oh dear Lord.
Time to go. Shirt's coming off. Let's go.
You talking about naked? No. So we're on camera now. You can't do that.
That's why I did it.
Oh,
but yeah, no, you start perceiving a life that you think is good. Just be honest to yourself, to the life. Don't make it something that it's like, okay, I did this the last 5 years, so I should be good. Thumbs up, double thumb up. No. What did you do with the dash? Just be humble. Be honest to yourself. Be yourself. You know?
I've come to the conclusion that I'm too old and too tired for everybody's shit. So guess what? They're paying, if they ain't feeding me and financing me and doing the other, then they can, their opinion don't count.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada booms. And I am unapologetic about the way I live my life. And if you don't like it, you can turn the other way, because this is going to be me. Because when I die, it's going to be epic. And I want people at my funeral drinking, laughing, carrying on, telling goofy stories, and telling on me.
I want the same thing. You're going to put me for an Irish wake.
Woohoo!
You're going to drink for 3 days.
Yep.
You're going to be happy, and you're going to put me in the grave, and then let it be.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about nudity. Tim goes, I saw that one time, a nudist colony skydiving naked. Not a good sight. You have to give them credit, though. They were living and doing what they wanted to do in life.
As their nuts are smashing their forehead.
I can't. Not with you tonight. I can't with you tonight. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, I'm landing.
You're okay. This is it. We're done. We are done. By the way, did you notice that I'm out of the sling?
No, I didn't. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm out of the sling.
So is it no surgery and just like
no surgeries? We're good. We're good.
Awesome.
So we're gonna end this because we ran over time. Oh my god. We ran over time by like 26 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Well, new rules, new regulations here.
Well, we're still having a good time. I'm glad to have everybody here. Buff, I'm glad to keep doing this with you and Tim. This is awesome. Yeah. I love the new platform. I was a little like, I don't know if anybody see me or anything, because
Yeah, well, no, you're good, honey.
Yeah, no, we're doing good. No, I love it.
See, and Margie, thanks for that topic. Look, listen, Margie gave us our topic. She's first time watcher, and now she gave us our first topic.
And it's going to be sigils our next show.
Sigils. So, look for me on Facebook to go ahead and put that up there, Margie, so you can schedule a time for
thanks, Margie,
and listen to us, Margie. Bro, I know you got a Facebook page, or not a Facebook page.
Searcher.
You got an email address.
649@gmail.com. Spirit Searcher 649@gmail.com. I like to be corrected. I like to be reinformed. If you guys have something, I know kitty.
I know kitty. Say hi.
No, kitty.
Say hi, Maven.
Maven. But if you want to be on the show, give us a quick show. You can see by looking at our platform here, we got plenty of room for people to come on the show. And we would love to have somebody come out with a topic. And we're not going to beat you up, but it's going to be your topic. And we'll do everything to support you. So for me, if you want me, Spirit Searcher 649@gmail.com. I'm going to toss it to my sis. I know you got an email.
I do. It is ghostwhisperer318@gmail.com. That's ghostwhisperer318@gmail.com. Same thing. Got a topic. You want to out us. You want to say we said something incorrect. There you go, babies. She said, okay, I've had enough. I'm done. Out us. You want to say that we said something incorrect. We'll out ourselves on the air.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You have no problem doing it. If you have topics, questions, comments, concerns, ideas for brand new shows, send it to our email address, because we're not always on here on this,
Mm-hmm.
if you forgot or missed something or you came in late, I put this on the YouTube channel. It's on Corner Cauldron YouTube channel. You'll see my mug with my nose ring with my purple hair. That's us. You can go back and watch it. And as for me, I will be away March 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, which is a Monday, so we won't have something to do on the 24th. We may not have a show, depending on what time I get home. I will be at the Divine Collaboration Holistic Expo. That will be in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Cool.
You can come see me and schedule a time for a reading. We will be there all weekend. Doors open at 10 o'clock. They shut up at 6. For Saturday and Sunday, we will be at the Eisenhower Aspire Hotel in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
Okie dokies.
Well, don't forget PT2.
Yes.
Thursday. Remember, we're alternating weeks. We're trying to keep things going. So PT2 next Thursday, not this Thursday, next Thursday, with Buffy and Tim right here on the Spreaker. What the hell?
Spreakers. No, yeah, it's Witches Winging It. It is Witches Winging It with Jen and I.
Yes.
Witches Winging It, Jimmy. Witches Winging It. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
I know. I got my wingets all wagged up outside in Abracadabra and.
Hey man,
Tim Sullivan's and all that good stuff. Right.
It's all good.
My mulligans are going to hurt me tomorrow.
Hey, it's hard to break old habits. How long have we been saying that for the past 9 years, right?
The past 9 years we've been saying it. Good Lord.
Absolutely.
So not this coming Thursday. Next Thursday will be Witches Winging It with Jen and I. Yes. We don't have topics. We just come up with cool shit. It's exactly what we do. We're two witches winging it. I mean, we're sitting with our tea and other things, and hopefully Jen has gotten Bruce to make her hold my beer shirt.
Oh shit!
And my hold my broom shirt while we talk about stuff. You want hilarity, snorting, and just an all around good time. Stop on into the Witches Winging room and hang out for the hilarity. Just saying,
right?
And I'll post it on my Facebook page. You got anything else, bro?
No.
See, here he goes with that Donald Duck again. All right, and as we always say, we love you all. Many blessings. Have a great night. And as I always say, well, love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. Bye. Bye, everybody. My goodness. Here you go. Outtakes.